I used to be confident. I'd wake up, see it in the mirror, I'd be like, right, I've got to go out with this. I basically lived in caps. I'd like torture myself and look back at old photos. You feel alone at the time. You feel like you're the only one. When is it going to hit me that it's the right time? I've really had enough. It's just like a massive weight's been lifted. 18, and then I was sort of feeling around. I was like, oh, this feels a bit bored back here. And then obviously I do the standard, get the phone out, have a look, and then I was like, oh no, I think I'm going. Fully videoed it, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely different to what it was before. Although I was like gutted and disappointed, I wasn't shocked because my brother's bald. He's 10 years older than me. He shaved his at 25. My dad is, his dad was. I thought maybe when I was like 16, I had like really thick hair, obviously, and I was like, oh, maybe because my brother's bald, I'll miss it. No, hit me. So then I was like, right, I've got to do something about this. So looked into all the treatments and then I saw Regain. Obviously pretty expensive, but I decided to go down that route. So I solidly hit Regain for like 3 years. It was, to be fair, it was tedious, but glad I did it because I think it kept my hair for a long time. I never noticed any growth. It seemed to like maintain what I had at the start. But obviously doing that, well, I think it was like twice a day, did that for 3 years, and it was towards the end of that, my hair quality was just going down with it. That's what I noticed as well. Like I was keeping my hair, but I was like, I almost had like straw on my head, it felt like at times. And even my mum was like commenting on it, saying, like, your hair looks like a bird's nest, stuff like this. So then I was like, right, I know I can't do this for the rest of my life. Like you can't maintain stuff like that. And I didn't want a hair transplant. I thought, I'm not doing that. You have to keep up on it, don't you, hair transplant? So I thought, just not worth it. Once came off Regain, I noticed a massive difference. Like it for my hair just I don't know what happened. It just seemed to just went. And I was just like I'd always noticed hair fall, but like when I did that, I noticed so much in the sink and it was just getting worse. Like I couldn't really go out without wearing a cap or anything like that, like everyone else seems to say. Hated wind, hated rain. I started buying that fiber spray for like nights out because I was like, I can't go out on a night out with this. So I'd spray that in, but I wouldn't use that fiber every day. Because it's just like that's another thing. Like everything for boarding is just seems to be hard to do. Like, like if you want to just go out to the shops, like spraying that stuff in, you shouldn't have to do that. So I was like, I'm not gonna do this for a while either. I was thinking like when is it gonna hit me that it's the right time? I kind of feel like everyone who's done it probably understands this. It's kind of just you wake up and you're just like, right, I've really had enough, and you just get the clippers out. It's just that feeling. It's like it's hard to say to someone who's balding like when you'll feel it, but you just sort of wake up, don't you, and just think, right, getting it off. And then I went upstairs and I did it, and since then I'm really happy with it. Had positive reactions. No one's disliked it, so it's just like a massive weight's been lifted. I just feel so much different. I feel like because I suppose my confidence was going down because I used to be confident, obviously, when I had full head of hair. But then when you see that coming out and you see patches, you think, oh, who can see them and all this. To just like free yourself. Like I went for a run with my brother. I did park running. It was just so nice. And I just ran cap off and like obviously no one looks because it's just nothing to look about. It's just hair. Because that was the first proper time I went out in public, and obviously there's like 300 people there. It was just so nice, like feeling free in front of people instead of being tied down to, I don't know, your thin hair under a cap. Every aspect in life, like you just, I was just thinking about it all the time. I'd wake up, see it in the mirror. I'd be like, right, I've got to go out with this. I basically lived in caps, I felt like. I felt like the only time I'd have my hair out was either on a night out where, because obviously you can't wear caps in clubs or anything.
Yeah.
But then I'd have the powder in. But yeah, I felt like the only time I'd have my hair out would be inside, like when I'm just in the house. So nice to have that lifted because that was just a nightmare. And I recently went on holiday as well. The year before, I didn't need to, even though my hair was thinner, I didn't really need to wear a cap and my head didn't get burnt. But for some reason, I thought, oh, I'm just not going to really wear a cap. And obviously, I can't put sun cream on my head. And then I got really badly burnt. And that was a bit of a tipping point because my hair was like flaking. I was like, oh, this is a nightmare. So it sort of ruined a bit of my holiday because I had to wear a cap. My head hurt. I just thought this is like as a result of not being able to put sun cream on because I've still got hair, but it's thin enough for the sun to get through. Yeah, I feel like that was a tipping point. I'd watch these videos and see how far people would let their hair go before they shaved it. And I thought, well, I'm not sure if I'd let mine get to that point. But then really, I've kind of noticed I have like it's strange how it works. Like you think, oh, I'll just shave it when I think it's looking bad. But it was looking bad the whole time, and I don't know, I didn't get rid of it. And I'm kind of thinking like I thought I would, but I didn't. And I've basically let my hair get down to probably the worst point it's been at, obviously. That's why I got rid. But yeah, just kind of let it basically get to nothing on top, it felt like. But I could have maybe dragged it out a bit more. Like I've still got a bit of hair, but I can't, it's just so clean and I just love the feeling. Like it feels so hygienic. And as soon as I did it, I was like, oh, I love this. Like just got in the shower, towel dried it, just one sweep, I was done. I was like, yeah, I like this. I'm happy it looks good, but that's not the main reason why I did it. It's to get rid of all that worry and just like weight on your shoulders. Just years of just like putting on, getting up and doing that. Yeah, like regain is it's just annoying to do.
Did it ever impact you in that sort of way where like it actually changed your like behavior or stopped you doing something that you'd want to do?
I don't think it because obviously I was thinning on holiday and I still took my cap off and went into the pool. Like I kind of thought I don't care. But although I was insecure about it, I thought I was getting to the point where I knew I was going to get rid of it. I thought I don't know anyone here anyway, so I wasn't bothered about like swimming or anything like that. But I was thinking about it when I was like getting out, like sort of, oh, people going to think I'm bored. But it didn't worry me too much on my recent holiday. But going for a run, I'd never do that without a cap because when like your hair's thin and you start sweating, it like clumps and it just looks horrendous. And I thought, and you see your cap and you're just like, oh, that's my safety net. Slap it on. And then, like you say, it's like all your worries just go, don't they? Like you put on that cap and it's like, you just feel so like comfortable and safe. It's so strange how you get attached to that stuff. Because I used to think, oh, people think I have full head of hair under here. When an insecurity like that is got a hold of you, it's hard to not have those safety blankets, isn't it? Like you're always going to look into stuff that like gives you comfort, and it was a cap for me. I'd always want to go out with a haircut. I'd never want to go out without a haircut. Like if my hair was looking long on the side, I'd always want it like nice and fresh, like a zero on the side, because then it makes your hair look longer on top, doesn't it, and thicker. So I suppose that to an aspect, like if someone just randomly asked me, I'd be like, oh, I haven't had a haircut, so I probably won't. I think I actually did do that once. Once you shave it, you kind of think like everything comes back thinking like all those thoughts I was having, why was I thinking all that? But I mean it's only natural, isn't it, to think
Oh yeah.
to like think obviously what am I gonna look like and all this when you once had hair and everyone knows you. But it was nice when I shaved it because everyone was so supportive. He was like, honestly, it really suits you. You've got a really good head shape. And it's just nice to hear that from your mates, like who you kind of think, oh, what are they gonna think? But to like receive good comments from everyone, it's just so comforting. And you just think, oh, why didn't I do it before? I don't know. It's really nice when you get that. I mean, maybe not everyone has that, but I did luckily, and it was nice to have. I felt like I got like
Mm,
people respected that I just got on with it because obviously I feel like they were like, oh, he's just absolutely sent it off. So I felt like they respected that I just did it instead of just letting it fall out and fall out. Like they respected that I took actions. Like everyone I see on here on your channel, I'm like, you've got to respect it, haven't you? Like they're
yeah.
just ball, and then they just get the clippers and go. And I was like, when you watch that, you like gain something yourself and think, I can do that as well. It's such a nice like community to see, isn't it? Like just everyone sharing stories. I mean, I just hope that this can relate to others, but I'm sure it will because we're all going through the same things. And it's like we've all lived the same lives, isn't it? With like the caps and everything. Like everyone's lived the same lives. We just
It's
don't know
true.
each other. It's kind of funny, really.
Yeah, man. This is like the ultimate like international friend, like
Yeah.
giant friends group, like all kind of going through the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
But like, so with that said, man, with that said, I suppose my last question is about like, do you have any personal message or
I'd just tell everyone like you will just know inside like that will come naturally. I think that is definitely a natural thing. Like sometimes I'd be fine really, and then I'd go through like oh I'm really sad it's coming out, and I'd like torture myself and look back at old photos, which is a bad thing to do really. But then I'd always come to this channel, so and it would just seeing others in the same position just really helped, and then I'd be fine. So because I knew like other people were doing it. It's just because you feel alone at the time. You feel like you're the only one for some reason, even though obviously I know I'm not. Look at your channel, um, and just feel when the time's right, really.
I think your wisdom is, then you and you did say it, you said trust that you'll feel it, you know, just I guess have some faith, you know, because obviously you're panicking, like when's it going to be the right time or why can't I do it? But I guess your advice actually is have faith that eventually you will feel when the time
Yeah,
is right and you'll just know.
yeah, and just it's just like know you're not alone. Know that you're probably going to look better. Have faith that it's going to suit you and stuff like that. Because more than likely it will. Like if you got really bad thinning hair, more than likely shaving off, it's going to look better, isn't it? So
Well, listen, Greg, thank you so much, man. This has been really, really good. And especially, you know, like you said, here to share the story in the hopes that it can help someone else. And dude, have faith that it really, really will.